Hi and welcome to another edition of Business Champions. Today I'm with Sophie Braggins, CEO of GQ Law. Sophie, just give us a bit of an idea about what it is that you do here.
Well, we are full services legal professionals. We're not the largest in Taranaki, but we are a medium to large firm. We've been around for 140 years, so very, very established in the Taranaki community. We've got an amazing team of really talented lawyers, a really thriving young legal team as well. So yes, we've been really involved in the community for decades now, now in our new premises.
Well, so I was going to ask you about that. So we're sat here in the new premise. Just talk to us about it, because it's quite a different space to kind of a typical law firm.
It is, and it's been, to be honest, it's been challenging for us too. We spent 25 years in one building, also on Dawson Street, but this is very much open plan. It's modern. Mm-hmm. The use of space is different, and in turn that allows us to service our clients differently. So it's been a really exciting move for the team. Lots of cultural change. Yeah. Lots of challenges, but with that comes a bit of connection too. So we're really proud of our building.
So one of the things I noticed as we were just walking around is that you've got a wellness room.
Yes.
Just talk to us about that.
Well, it's a stressful profession, mm-hmm. and wellness is extremely important to us in looking after our people. So we do have a dedicated space for people, and wellness means different things to different people, doesn't it? So it's a space that you can go and read, you can talk to friends on the phone, you can take your lunch there if you need some quiet time, you can meditate, we have yoga mats, the opportunities are endless really depending on what you need from the day. So we've got a dedicated space for that.
Because people in HR is where you started.
Yep.
So
yeah.
What made you decide that that's the area that you wanted to get into?
Yeah, I mean, I guess over the years I've become very much a generalist. So I studied psychology and HR at university. Mm-hmm. I actually did 2 years of law, but ironically I dropped out, and then I'm CEO of a law firm. So it's funny where life takes you. Yep. I love working with people. Mm-hmm. I'm really empathetic. I enjoy understanding people and using that empathy to help people to grow. So I think over my career I've just naturally lended my skills to roles that allowed me to work closely with people, mm-hmm. and HR really is a natural fit in that regard.
So CEO of a law firm, that's quite something that's different. Most law firms are just run by the partners. So for GQ to decide and then have a CEO, just what difference does that make to the business, and what's the value that you add?
Yeah, it's a good question, because you're right. Not every law firm does have a CEO role. We currently have 7 partners, and they are all certainly leaders in the firm in their own regard. Mm-hmm. I see my role as a servant, and I know it's an antiquated word, but I am very much a service-orientated person. So my role is to look after the team essentially, and then that's what I spend a lot of my time doing. Yes, there's the strategic planning, there's the growth, there's PR, there's everything that you'd expect from a CEO role in another corporate commercial environment, but essentially a big part of what I spend my time on is initiatives that will help to support our team to work better, to look after our clients better.
So how much of it is client focused, and how much of it is kind of managing and looking after the team internally?
Yeah, again, a good question. I think I would like to think that it's 50-50, but life doesn't happen like that. Yep. We've had a really great opportunity with this transition to a new office space to think a little differently about how we look after our clients. The challenge comes with a full service firm that we have a variety of different clients. We have corporates, commercial, we have mums and dads and families, we have just such a cross-section of the community. So, and there's not one single thing that they expect in terms of service from a law firm. So we like to be flexible.
Yeah.
We focus a lot on relationship building, and that's actually a lot of what I do in my role is work to establish good solid relationships of trust and confidence, and that in turn I think supports the work that our team does.
So let's talk about your leadership journey. Who's been the biggest mentor or influence on your life?
Yeah, I don't think there's one single person, to be honest.
Okay.
I've been privileged in that the people that I've been surrounded with have been great people in their own way. Not necessarily leaders, but just great people. So every role that I've come across or environment, I've taken influence from various people, and that's really grown and developed who I am as a leader. I guess one example was when I lived in the United Arab Emirates in Dubai, and I worked for an Australian HR firm that focused on psychometric testing of local nationals in the oil and gas industry. So a really challenging space for women, but young women at the time. And so it was a leading team of all female organisational psychologists from the UK and Australia. And they were just incredible, like so inspiring. Just the learnings that I got, not necessarily technical skills, but it was social skills. It was how to handle myself in certain situations, how to receive feedback, and I think that was invaluable.
So, as you look at the things that you've learned over the years, what's the one or two things where you've really put your stamp here at GQ to kind of go, actually, do you know what, that's down to me, that's what I've done?
Gosh, I hate talking about myself in that way, but I do think I can be proud of a few things here at Govett Quilliam. I guess the focus on people, and that's not to say that people have been disregarded in the past, because this firm is very much about its people. People reference it as a family business or a family focused culture, and I think it very much is. But I think my influence has been the structure when it comes to looking after people. So obviously that's where my HR skills have come in.
Yeah.
Managing performance, feedback, recognition, culture, change management, all of that really important stuff when you are moving and growing a business has been my influence, I think, over the last 4 years.
So we're making full use of the space here at GQ to really give an ambience to kind of the interview today. Sophie, if you were to go back to a point in time, what's the point in time and what's the one piece of advice that you'd give yourself?
Oh, such a deep question, Adam. Oh gosh, I guess it would be back at university. And I would just say, back yourself. I mean, there was a point where when I was studying, I wasn't 100% sure that it was a direction I wanted to head in, and I now know that you don't need all the answers at that particular time. You just need to have the confidence to see something through to completion and then make full use of what you come away with. So it was probably that period of time where I just needed that self-belief more than anything.
So you mentioned there about confidence and self-belief. In your role now, I'd imagine a large part of it is around just keeping an eye on people and just checking in with them to see their confidence and self-belief.
Yeah, absolutely. And you think about the year we've just had in 2020. It was all about I guess keeping connected to people and being empathetic, and everyone had a different experience of 2020 in the year, and so I guess in a way I relished in the challenge of that year, because it was difficult. I always took a positive and optimistic view of where we were heading and what we were going to get through together, and it's just taking the time to check in with people, being empathetic, understanding where they're coming from and what they might need is different to the next person, and that's okay. We're very lucky that we have the resource to be able to do that for people.
So let's pick up on COVID then. So CEO just found out that we're going into lockdown. This amount of people here in the office. engagement with customers, what are the things that were running through your mind? How did you lead through that period of time?
It brings back just so many feelings, doesn't it, for everyone? You know, the sort of butterflies of nerves and anxiety at the time. But one of the great things we did very, very early on, as in the first hours, was we got together as a leadership team and we talked about what we needed to do together. I think first and foremost our focus was on our people, and I guess one of the great learnings that came out of that challenge was that just how important communication is.
Yeah.
You know, for everyone. I mean, we relied on the 1 p.m. briefings, but thereafter, you know, what did that mean to our team? What did it mean to their families? And were we providing the right information at the right time? So there was a really strong focus on that. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
I forgot it.
How's, so since the past year, how's your leadership changed, and how's the way that you do business changed?
Yeah, and I think to be honest, it has changed. I think everyone in some way must have changed from such an experience. I think I'd like to think that I'm much more resilient. I can't imagine what could come along that would be, more difficult than a year of a global pandemic. And the impact that had on business and clients and families and lives, globally. So resilience, I think, and I always knew that I was a resilient leader, and certainly have that internal courage in terms of what I think is right and what needs to be done. But it's just heightened now, and I feel confident in my ability in that regard.
So you mentioned resilience. One of the things that you are quite known for is your athletic prowess. Just share what you do.
Well, no, I'm technically not an athlete, but I do try very hard. I think for me, it's all about the experience and trying new things, and it's what you learn from those challenges too. So, yeah, I guess I've done corporate boxing challenges. I've done marathons and half marathons. I do a lot of ocean swimming and ocean swimming events. Love climbing Taranaki maunga. I do love things that scare me and that are extremely challenging at times. But
so what's next?
Well, again, it's been tough, hasn't it? All of our events have been cancelled, but there is always something. I mean, I've been embracing nature. We've been down to the South Island and done a few of the great walks. We had the Oxfam Trailblazer here in Taranaki. So I did the 100k walk, which was horrific, but an amazing team experience. So look, again, it's just about making the most of what we have here locally, which has been great actually. But looking ahead, who knows?
So what's the one thing that you've looked at and you've kind of gone, oh, that might be a little bit scary and a bit too far?
Oh, yeah. I love the water. I love the ocean. So that's not a fear for me. I want to do a swim in Perth between Rottnest and Cotterell, and that's known for great whites. So look, that would be, there'd be an element of fear there, but that's also exciting. I haven't been accepted into that one though. I've been trying for 3 years, so we'll see.
So where does the drive come from to kind of want to push yourself and push that level of resilience?
Yeah, I guess it's just grown over the years. I have always been someone that gives things a go. I guess somebody that I've been inspired by is my best friend that I met when I was 12 years old, and she is one of those people that is amazing at everything that she does, and that's not me, but what it did teach me was to give everything a go, and I think I've always done that. So it's never a drive to be competitive or to win, or sometimes there's a time drive, but it's just really to participate, to do events and to learn something from it, and I love being physical.
So it would be amiss of me if I didn't come and mention, or at least discuss, the other roles that you've got and that you do locally. Please just share, because I think a lot of people probably don't realise that all the the extracurricular activities that you do for the community here.
Yeah, well, there are people that do a ton more than I do, but
But they're not
really,
here.
Yeah,
So we're talking
it's
about
me.
you.
Okay,
Yes.
it's me. All right. No, I love my extracurricular roles.
Yep.
They're really important to me, and it's I feel proud to be in a position to be able to contribute to those environments. I'm currently a trustee on the Toi Foundation, which is a philanthropic body here in Taranaki that is able to distribute an incredible amount of money out to the community. I'm so proud to be part of that team and working with some amazing people that I'm learning a lot from. So constantly growing from that role, but
Yeah.
I'm also involved with Taranaki Women's Refuge as a trustee, and again, really important work that organisation does. And there's been a number of things that I've been committed to over the years. I work really hard to make myself useful, to get involved, and I guess that's what makes life meaningful, doesn't it? When you can help in those areas. And we live here. I've got lots of family here, and I feel obligated to contribute to it in a really positive way.
So, a couple more questions, and then we'll do the quick fire round.
Ooh, it sounds tough.
It's not tough.
So.
It's fine. As you look back, what's the one thing that you're most proud of for yourself?
A few things come to mind, both personally and professionally. Personally, having a family that's happy and healthy. I was also able to contribute to a friend's family as well through a surrogacy, and I do feel really proud of that. From a professional perspective, I still have those moments where I can't believe I'm in a role like this, and so I guess just always reflecting on where you've come and what you're able to contribute is really important to me, and there's sort of not a week goes by that I don't stop, check myself, make sure that I'm adding value, and feel grateful with what I'm able to do.
What's the legacy that you want to leave behind?
When I die? I just, it's very simple messages, isn't it? Just look after people, give everything a go. That's all I say to my kids, and I think it's those simple messages that have impact, is something that is achievable, that we can all do. Give it a go. Is that a slogan?
It's your slogan.
Yeah.
There we go. You trademark it if you want.
Just do it.
If only there was a law firm that could help you trademark it.
Yeah.
Okay, quick fire round. Favourite place to eat in the region?
In Taranaki.
Yeah.
Oh, there's amazing eateries. It's a difficult
I'm going to
decision.
push you.
You're going to push me?
Yep.
Social kitchen.
Okay.
I love shared food, shared dining.
Favourite beach?
I was a clubby at East End, so I'll have to say East End.
Favourite place to get a coffee?
Oh, very, very challenging because we have multiple coffee clients here at the firm. But let's say Ozone.
Okay. And what would that coffee be? What's your typical?
I've adapted over the years. I would reach for a long black, but if I'm feeling indulgent, I'd have an oat flat white.
Ooh.
If you haven't tried oat milk, it's the future.
It's the future. Awesome, thank you. Sophie, look, fantastic. There's a couple of things that really came out for me was you've just got this calmness and humbleness. I don't think you consciously appreciate all the effort and energy, not only that you've got on the people here, but all the people that you've worked with over the years, but the impact that you're having on through the region is really, really clear to see. So I want to thank you on behalf of everybody that lives
Thanks,
here.
Adam. That's kind. Thank you.
But also this go-get-em attitude. It's really inspiring, and it's easy for me to see how successful you are, and the future is where and what it wants to take you.
Thank you, Adam. And can I just say also the positive impact that you have had on Taranaki since you have immigrated here. to the region, and you know, you've made these connections, you're bringing people together, and you're using your skills that in a really great way.
Thank
so
you.
Thank you for that.
And while we're thanking people, we might as well thank Bryan as well. Thank
Of
you, Bryan,
course.
who's leading the way in the region and making sure that these videos and the content gets out there. So thank you for watching, and we'll have another episode to you soon. Thank you.